if you've played enough of beta Minecraft, you'll definitely know that boats in beta are not quite like in modern, and they can be quite infuriating to deal with. Such as, if you accidentally bump them, they go moving, and you have to chase after them. It can also be really annoying how mobs push your boat about. For example, this pig just pushed the boat out of the dock, and it's all the way over there, meaning I have to swim to go get it. And sometimes things just don't go your way and they break, and it's really annoying. If these issues bother you, then fear not, fellow beta male, because I have a solution. Introducing the boat dock and boat launcher, a completely automated system that automatically takes in boats, stores them, and allows for quick launching when traveling. The system is really easy to use. All you have to do is come to your boat, right click, and it'll automatically launch your boat. And then you can ride around your world, go wherever you want, do whatever you need. When you come back, it's important to try and aim for the middle of this thing here and slow down a little bit. The faster you are, the more likely the boat is to break. And the water streams will automatically guide the boat onto the trapdoors. And then you just activate that and it opens it up. So this is how the station works. We've got a 4x4 field of flowing water that comes from the two corners and coalesce in the middle. This is what pushes the boats into the center. We have the trapdoors here. This is what holds the boat until you disembark. And then the pressure plate controls redstone underneath here to open it. These ladders are to help you get out. And down below, it's pretty much kind of like the Eats Road. You have a water stream which sends the boats back in, and then you have a water column which they get stored in, and then one boat goes on top of here. And you may have heard that. That pressure plate activates the door. The door receives a quick pulse, which means it rapidly opens and lets only one boat out, and the rest will remain in storage. These ladders are required here, by the way, to keep the boat down. Otherwise, the boat will bob up and down the water and will rise up, and basically any kind of benefit of speed boost will be lost. Let's have a look at the redstone. So down here, the pressure plate is this block. The redstone dust comes around here, and it points into this falling edge detector or rapid pulse generator, which is the piston and the block. And a very quick pulse is sent through this dust to this torch, which causes the door to open for a very short amount of time. You can also use a redstone torch-based quick pulsar if you'd like, and I'll show how to do that in the building part of this tutorial. But that tends to be very positional, like it doesn't always work in the same spot. So if that doesn't work, we'll build one of these, but once again, in the building section. Now, we'll briefly touch on issues with this system. The first one being that sometimes these boats are very, very glitchy, especially upon loading and reloading chunks and pausing and stopping the game. If I leave my world and then I go back in, sometimes this will break, but right now it works. That's pretty good. Other times the boat will immediately explode as the system is activated, and very rarely the boat will pop out and pop out from underneath the ladders and will become free. On 2 occasions, I've never been able to replicate this, but on 2 occasions, I've actually died. I've got the bug that occurs in older versions when you're in a boat, the game thinks you're taking fall damage, and so it applied tons of fall damage, and the fall damage was so intense, it broke all my armor and killed me. As I said, that is a very rare bug. I haven't been able to replicate it. Most of the time, this works perfectly fine, and if the boats break, you can just easily make another one and put it back in. That's not a big deal, especially if you have a good wood supply. Now I'm going to show you how to build the system. I'm building it here at my castle because I often travel here by boat, and this is what you need to build the station. Construction blocks of your choice. You can make it look as fancy or as plain as you want. 1 wooden door for the launch system, at least 2 trapdoors for the return system, a handful of ladders, some pressure plates, stone or wooden, up to you, depending how you want to make it look. And then I recommend having a whole bunch of wood because I am going to be using some signs for this, and signs don't stack in this version, so just having a whole bunch of wood on hand is worth it. And as for the redstone, If you're going to do the quick pulsar version, you're going to need 3 redstone torches and 2 redstone repeaters, and of course some redstone dust. If you're going to use the piston quick pulsar, you're going to need 1 sticky piston. Unfortunately, it has to be sticky. 2 repeaters and at least 1 redstone torch and redstone dust. So, let's grab our materials and let's get building. So the first thing you want to do is decide where you want to put it. I'm going to put it right here. And then what you want to do is you want to mark out a 6 long, 2 wide, a 6 by 2 area. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is going to be the launch system. You can put them on either side, I should say. It's entirely up to you. I'm just going to be doing it left-hand launch like I did at my other place, just, I don't know, for consistency. Okay, so that will be the launching system. And then 1 block over, like so, you then want to mark out a 4x4 area. I'm just having these blocks sort of frame it, so it helps you like give an idea. And also, I'm doing it for looks because I want to use this mossy cobblestone because I have so much of it. I might as well use it for something. Okay, cool. And then so. And then this 4x4 area will lead into a 2x2 like this. There we go, and make sure that it lines up with here. For the intake, you want the 4x4 area to be clean, and then you can have a row of pressure plates, or you can have signs here if you prefer, or you can use invisible stairs also. Just you would need to hold back the water because we need a specific water pattern to make this work. Place a sign here and a sign here, and then get a water bucket or 2, place it in the corners, and then your water pattern should look something like this. You can also use slabs instead of pressure plates or signs if you want. Just make sure it's only 1 block wide, and the boat can go across fine like that. For the launching station, it all depends on how you oriented it. If you've got it on the left-hand side, like so, then what you want to do is you want to put the door on the rightmost block, like this. If you're doing it reverse, then you'll probably want it on this side. But you want to recess the door, 1 block into the ground. Take a wooden door, place it, and the hinge, you want the hinge to be on the inner side. So in this case, I want it to be on the right-hand wall here. If the hinge was going on this side for some reason, a trick is to remove this block and it'll then snap to the nearest block there. Next thing you want to do is to place a row of 5 blocks minimum like this, and then place your ladders. You can use trapdoors, slabs, glass blocks, any kind of transparent block, leaves if you make this wood for example, because these are required to hold the boat down. Ladders are just very minimalistic and cheap and quite easy. Trapdoors will be affected by pressure plates and such, so keep that in mind. Then we want to put a pressure plate here, and then you'll want 2 signs or 2... Okay. Then you'll want to place... Fuck me, okay. Next, you'll want to place a pressure plate here. This is what will activate the door when we do the redstone. And then you want to place at least 1 sign here, maybe a pressure plate or another sign, depending on your choice. I had this one to just hold the water back. You can have it there if you'd like, because we're going to have water going down this side. This is what will transport the boat out. So next we want to start digging out our place for the boats. So keep in mind that we're going to have to put our trapdoors here at the entrance. So they go here. You can put them on either side block if you want, I guess, but I personally prefer to do it this way because I'll show you the redstone later. It's quite simple. Then below the trapdoors, you want to dig 2 blocks down. And I'm digging in sand here, so it makes it a little bit difficult. I'm going to have to fill in after myself in a few places. And then you want to dig a 2x2 tunnel over to your return system. You can make this as deep as you want. The deeper it goes, the more boats you can hold. But as I said in my introductory part, you don't really need that many boats in here. Like, you can get away with not that many, so... Now, this decorating the walls and stuff is completely unnecessary. I'm doing this purely for looks because I want this to look good. You can just make this bare bones dirt and stone or whatever. It's entirely up to you. I'm going to decorate it. Next thing you want to do is you want to place pressure plates on this wall, then one here, and we'll go along like so to here. So that way you can place your water here and it creates this pattern. You can use signs for this as well. And then we need to place 2 source blocks here. Now this is the fun part of working with water in beta. We don't have like ice, you can't just melt ice, and yeah, it's just, I don't know. Unless you can set up like a little spring down here, an infinite spring if you wanted to, I guess. Which actually, you know what I'm going to do? So I'm going to turn this into a temporary spring. Make yourself a whole bunch of signs, and then we're going to place 2 signs here, like so. And then we're going to place water here and there. Basically, we want to create like a 2x2 source block column. You do not want downwards flowing water in your boat systems, especially next to solid blocks like this. Boats will just stop dead and they will not rise. Well, in beta 1.7.3 and older versions, they will rise. But yeah, that was changed in one of the betas. I can't remember which one off the top of my head right now. But yeah, you don't want to do that. And then you want to place 2 source blocks at the back here, like so. And then we want to glitch the water, continue the flow. I mean, this is not necessary. You could leave a gap there, but I just like to do it just so it looks cohesive. And now we should have all the water set up. Okay, so now it's time for the redstone. For the trapdoors, this is can be quite simple actually. What I did, because I had sand underneath, on top of my redstone, and so I wanted to have like a very simple little redstone here. I typically put my redstone dust on blocks. That way when you're digging around here, you know it's there. I would strongly recommend you do that and never put redstone on dirt, especially if you're playing in a version that has Enderman. So, what you want to do is then just sort of place this dust in this U shape and then put your pressure plate here. You can use a button if you prefer, but pretty much as long as the trapdoors are both opening at the same time, then yeah, the boat should go through easy. Okay, so now we're going to do the redstone part. Easy way to start this off is to find where your pressure plate is and where your door block is. So that's we want to basically hook up that to that through a circuit. Now, as I said in the introductory part, there are 2 ways of doing this circuit. But I'll show you the torch version first. So what we want to do is we want a redstone dust line coming down from our pressure plate. And then with the torch version, we have it point into a block, a redstone torch. And then I'm just going to temporarily put this on dirt. It's very uncivilized, I know, but I'm just going to do it because this one is not going to work for my station, and I'll show why. So when you step on it, it should let out a quick pulse. Awesome. Yep, there we go. It worked fine. Now, the reason why it doesn't work for this station is because I'm actually in a different orientation here. So I'm building this facing F1 under the X, Y, and Z on the F3 screen. It says F, that's the way you're facing. My station at my base is F2. Now, as I said, Redstone is positional in beta, and I was messing around with this, and I can't get this torch thing to work. If you can get the torch thing to work, cool, awesome. Your station is up and ready to go. If not, not to fear, I'm going to show you the piston version. So we're going to remove all this. This is how we do the piston version. So we're now going to clear out a 2x3 area. And then we're going to have 2 redstone dust pointing in to the block like this. We're going to place a sticky piston, and then we're going to place a solid block which transmits redstone power, and then we're going to place 2 repeaters here. So the idea is both these repeaters will be powering the piston and sending power through this block into that torch. So into that torch through that dust, sorry. And then we cook that up, and then you can test it by stepping on the pressure plate. And yep, like clockwork, launches quite easily. Okay, and now your station should be functional. Remember to get rid of any infinite water source you put down there, like I forgot to do earlier. If you have a ladder, temporary construction ladder at any of these places, remember to remove them because that will obstruct boats in the pipe. Then we'll place our boat here, send it through, and send it through again. Then we'll place a third one. This system will hold up to 5 because I did the identical dimensions to the one over at my base, but we can just test with 3. And there we go. It works like a charm. I can now head out to wherever I want. I can go home or just do a Yui and then come back to the station like so. There we go, and then I disembark. Awesome. One final note is to remember to have light down here because these pressure plates will spawn mobs. Pressure plates do not block mob spawns in beta. In fact, that feature was only introduced in the 1.9 combat update, so it was never a thing until then. So keep that in mind. I'm just going to whack a few torches down there, or you could have glowstone, lava lights, fire, you know the drill, whatever you want. And there you go. Now you should be able to sail around your Minecraft beta worlds in style. Thanks for watching this tutorial. I hope it was helpful, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.